Well, hello, Gemini. Welcome to your November reading. Hope you are amazing. I'm doing great too. So, we're going to jump right in. Does this table look really bright to you? Let me tone down the temperature. There we go. Better, huh? Okay. So, we're going to jump right into your November reading. Let's see, Gemini. We have beggar, dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. This feels very overwhelming to me. I feel like other people, this is not you, even though this is the energy. I feel like other people are relying on you heavy in some aspect. It feels very energetic. So it's not like there's a person like asking you for money or something all the time, which there might be very well. But this is more like energetically, people are expecting so much from you energetically. And because it gives me that feeling of I'm trying to hear everyone. I'm trying to listen to everyone. I'm trying to feel everyone's side. Um, and it's overwhelming. And because you're not responding or because you're not doing anything, I guess, in the way that they want it, people are feeling like you're not listening or caring or something. Okay. So we have the Ark of the Covenant. Yeah, that's wanting to help everyone. Wanting to help everyone, wanting to make sure everyone is okay. And then we have Uriel and the Sphinx. But also knowing that there is, Gemini, there's something in people going through their own issues and their own problems. Like, you're like, I can't hold your hand. I can't tell you what to do. I can't pat you on the back in every single situation. There is a time when you have to sort of step out on that ledge yourself. And I can't always be there to fix it. I can't always be there to tell you you're right or balance it and all that. And also there's a piece in here, Gemini, about you just wanting to your life to be okay, right? So you fixing, healing, making sure everybody else is all right, um, is not always a part of that. Like sometimes you have to take some time out to yourself. So let's see. It's like you're making a decision for some peace, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So sharing yourself. I am an incredibly generous being. Taking action. And opening to love. My heart is open. Yeah. I'm going to be honest, Gemini. This is all about you giving too much of yourself. And the thing is, you're a very honest advice giver is the easiest thing I can say. Like if someone gives you advice, you're going to tell them your perspective. You're not saying what they want to hear. That's not how you roll. You're telling your perspective, your honest opinion, probably from all different angles, not just yours. But I feel like because what you have to say or how you express things is different than they want to hear or different than they feel like the answer should be from you, it gets a little bit attacked. And I feel like there's a feeling of being tired of that. And deciding to set boundaries. In a way, it's like you're setting boundaries by not getting involved. That's what it feels like. But you're open to support. They need a hug, you'll give them a hug. You know, if this is a family member, you're still their family member. You're still a part of their life, but you're like, but I'm not getting involved in this mess. And I feel like you really feel that way. You really do. Even though I feel like someone is pleading with you to see their side or to understand them or even trying to make you feel bad for not, you have your reasons for why you're doing this and they're not bad. But to them, it just feels like you're not listening. Okay. All right, Gemini for November. Okay, so we have the Star, the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the World. Hold on. You are my first reading on this day. So that's why I have to adjust every single thing, it seems like, for no reason whatsoever. Okay, that should be okay. All right, Six of Coins, Two of Swords, Eight of Coins, Six of Cups, Six of Swords, Page of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. So this is the overall energy. So Gemini, this is having something to say. And not just saying it, but I feel like there's some acting upon it. And it being pretty harsh. And it being pretty straightforward. And it being pretty much to the point. So this is definitely the energy of, I'm not getting involved in this anymore. I'm not doing this specific thing anymore. It's not useful to you. It's not useful to me. And that's it. And somebody whining, this is just the energy I'm getting. And someone whining that it's not fair, or you're not listening, or you're being harsh, basically saying all this to try to convince you to do the opposite of what you're saying you're going to do. But the King of Swords sticks with what they know. The Page of Swords is like, I've never done this before, so I don't know how it's going to play out. But the King of Swords is saying, but I'm not going to back down from it. So major arcana, we have the Star, the World. That's it. So that tells me that you have hope. You have hope that there's this cycle that you've been involved in that you would like to not be a part of anymore. You know, and it's not just about ending a relationship with someone or cutting something off. It's more about creating a new environment. Like whatever this part of the connection is that you share that you don't like, you're like, I'm going to put an end to this part so we can move on from here. Because I feel like it's hard on you, especially with the Nine of Cups. It's hard on you. It's hard on you. It's not helping this other person. I feel like this other person is not happy. You almost have this feeling like they kind of have been floating through or like swimming through life, like not really going through anything. But I get this energy of like they haven't really went through anything specific, like anything big, but they make everything seem like it's that big thing that they're going through. So kind of melodramatic about certain things. and they're highly emotional. Um, and I feel like you have to come and kind of soothe everything. But there's this feeling of being tired of soothing things, especially with the Six of Coins in reverse, because they're in the center. Because this is a heavy energy of I'm doing everything and giving all this attention, time, effort, and you're giving less because you have emotional, quote unquote, reasons for why you're not. And that doesn't seem fair to me. Okay. So yeah, and the interesting part is I feel like you were doing this out of love, and it's slowly getting feeling less about love and more about obligation. And that is not how you get down. So you're making a decision to stop giving so much and creating a stop to whatever is going on. So I do see you, Gemini, sticking with this with the Eight of Coins. You're not going to back down. You're sticking with it. Hoping that this person can get back to some sort of reset button. But I feel like first they're going to fall into a sort of pit of self wallow. No, woe is me type of energy for a second, until they pick themselves up. But what I can say to you is I don't know how long this is going to take because it's up to that person to come out of it. But they're on the path. They're on the path. It's going to take them some time. It has to click for them because I feel like they have been in this kind of, what's the word I want to use? This limbo energy, of like absorbing everyone's attention and love and feelings, you know? And for that to sort of be closed off or slowing down, they have to learn how to adjust, you know, to a normal amount of attention and affection and nurture, if that makes any sense. So yeah. Okay, let's clarify some things. First thing that pops up to me is the Ace of Coins or Ace of Cups. Ace of Coins. I see some of you focusing more on healthy relationships or relationships that you have past this one. Like the ones, the relationships that really stick there with you, you know, like the really good ones. It's like you're making a choice to cut down on the heavy emotion or negatively reflected emotional ones and more focus on the healthy ones. So it's like you're learning how to separate those two things. And now you're focusing more on the ones that are good for you and less on the ones that are bad. Okay. And this is going to be in all of life, I would say. Yeah, you're noticing that you have been emotionally kind of withdrawing from certain things because of this melodramatic energy. So you're not working and investing on the ones that truly can grow. This is very general, but the ones that can truly grow or be good for you because you're so busy giving all your energy to the negatively kind of vibey ones. Yeah, it has something to do with obligation or connection from the past. So this may be a family member, this may be an old friend, an old significant other. But there is some manipulation there for sure. So just know that whatever they're going through, it's actually not that bad. But they are making it seem like it is the worst thing on the planet, okay? And they may not live through it, you know? Okay. Yeah, this to me tells me that deep inside you've already said to yourself and you already know that it's time to emotionally withdraw from this type of relationship or this type of connection because it's unhealthy. And you don't know what's going to happen when you put your foot down, but it needs to be done, okay? Yeah, I feel like as soon as you make this decision, as soon as they catch on that you're making this decision, they are going to try to guilt trip you as much as possible and be very childish. You'll notice they're going to be very childish. And this is their kind of plead for you to please help me. You're not understanding what I'm saying. They're being very defensive, but the problem is you're so burnt out that you don't even care. You've heard this before. It's not going to change. It's not like you're doing anything bad. You're not hurting them. You're trying to help them. They just don't want to do it. You know what it reminds me of when you tell a kid to take a bath and they're like, oh, right. But you're like, it's a bath. That's exactly what it is. Okay. 6 of Cups. This person has a fear of letting go of the past. And I feel like this is the shock that makes them realize that they need to deal with that. And they don't want to deal with it. That's a whole nother issue. But let's see what finances and career have to say. If you've been doing a lot for your job, picking up overtime, I feel like you've really been working on some sort of project or some sort of goal at work. And it feels like it's not panning out or something's not working. So I'm visualizing a scientist trying to do scientific things and the procedure isn't panning out. Like when you come up with a hypothesis, it's like your experiments aren't being successful. And you're like, maybe this is the wrong hypothesis. I feel like during the first week of November, it's starting to work. It's starting to make sense. It's starting to be understandable. Okay. If you've been working on something around your house or even working on your credit, keep doing that. I feel like there are some hiccups. But it's like those hiccups needed to happen for you to see what the problem is. So let's say you're redoing your kitchen and you're putting in a new faucet. You're going to start to notice that you need to replace 2 of the pipes for the plumbing in the wall. And you wouldn't have known that if you didn't start working on the faucet. So it's like you're fixing this thing that could have been a problem in the future after you got everything done. Make sense? Makes sense. So the same thing works with credit. Same things works with anything that you've been working on. Because it feels like you're being pretty consistent and then there's going to be a hiccup. But that hiccup is there to show you something that you wouldn't have seen before. But it's a savior because if you didn't have noticed it or if it wouldn't have been brought to your attention, it would have been worse later. Okay. All right. That's not what I want to use, though. Yeah, we'll use that because the other cards are far away. Okay. So we have snake. Yeah. Right off the back, snake and stork. There's something in your life. There's a person in your life. There's a situation in your life that needs to be adjusted. That's exactly what this energy is. And the stork is trying to change that, to bring in new energy, so you can be above it. It's almost like you're seeing it from a different angle and perspective. Because sometimes when you're deep in something, you can't see that there can be change. You're so used to it. You're continuing the cycle. But it's like you've lifted above things, like your higher self, to say, Gemini, it's got to change, Oop. And then mice. Yeah, mice just tells me it's going to be a little bit complicated. There's going to be a lot of conversation. A lot of discussing, a lot of explaining why you're making the decision that you're making. A lot of back and forth, a lot of rigmarole. That's all that is. But I also see a lot, because you're taking this effort to make these changes, I see a lot of things changing in your life for the better. It's really just getting away from things that are spiritually choking your energy away, if that makes any sense. All right, Gemini, I love you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.